You're listening to the Lone Star Gridiron Sports Network.
The Calallen Wildcats weekly press conference is brought to you by the Calallen Touchdown Booster Club. The Touchdown Booster Club exists to support and promote the Calallen High School football program by uniting students, parents, coaches, and the community.
All right, everybody, join me and welcome me, Coach Charlie Reeve from Calallen. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Gosh, you said Fenton was a heck of a team, and they lived up to it.
They did. They're a good team, and I think the frustrating thing and disappointing. It's always disappointing to lose, but I think when you give yourself a chance to win and you're in the ball game, and I think it hurts a little even more. But yeah, they got a really good team, and I thought for 2.5 quarters we played really well and just didn't finish. But yeah, they've got a really good team.
Well, talk to me about the flow of that, because like you said, it was a contest.
It was. Our kids came out and we were ready to play, and they're really explosive on offense, and I thought our defense played really well, especially in the first half, and really for 2.5 quarters I think we held them to a little over 80 yards of total offense, and anytime you can hold that offense and those playmakers in check, you're doing something right. But I thought from a physicality standpoint, I think we played really well in the first half and had some opportunities to score some even more points in the first half that we didn't. And, anytime, a big ball game, a close ball game, it comes down to a handful of plays and you got to execute those plays and you got to convert. And when you get down the red zone, you got to come away with points. Second half, we thought we got a little bit tired and we had some guys cramping up, which is, something that we got to continue to address and opened up some creases and, that weren't there, on the defensive side, and they took advantage of it. And then, offensively, we got to, with us, it's we got to establish the run and keep ourselves out of third and long, we didn't do that at times. And like I said, had some chances down the red zone to score and didn't punch it in. And when you're playing really good teams, you gotta execute on those big downs and big plays and just didn't do it down the stretch. But proud of our kids, thought they played extremely hard and look forward to, starting a new season with district.
Yeah, and you mentioned the kids playing hard. Pull out some of the kids and some of the positives from the game.
Sure, and there was a lot of positives. We got quite a few guys that play both ways, and they were stretched thin, and especially for what Sin does on offense. They really make you have to run sideline to sideline, and it wears you out. And but I thought Judah Hernandez had another good night. I thought Mike Vieira played really well and on both sides, offense and defense. And I thought our secondary played well to, really hold a really good receiver, really other than one play, kept those guys from making big plays in the secondary and kind of forced them to have to, be one-dimensional. I thought, Carlos Rosales, our running back, did some good things and sprang some runs that, that we needed. He scored right before half to take the lead. So there was a lot of positives to take from it. And then also on the flip side of that, a lot of things that we can learn from and, help us to get better.
Definitely. So in district, what changes for you? Is there anything like scouting that changes, or what happens in practice? What changes come district?
Well, I don't know if there's anything that changes just because it's district. I mean, we prepare the same for anybody that we play. I think every week, you evaluate, what are the needs of your team and what are the weaknesses and things that we've got to continue to get better on. And there's some things that we're doing this week in practice that we haven't, we got to get back to some basics on some things and blocking, tackling and doing a little bit more good on good, just to see the speed of the game. And so, I don't think there's anything just because it's district that changes with your preparation, but I think every week, you evaluate, where you are as a team and what your needs are. And I think you have to address those on a weekly basis.
Definitely. So let's talk about Valley View. Old timers will say, who the heck is Valley View? What do we know about them?
Well, first of all, it's a district game, and it's everybody is undefeated, and everybody's playing for the same thing, and we do have a small district with 5 teams, and so everybody's battling, for those 4 playoff spots, and everybody's battling for a district championship, and right now, everybody's starting out with a clean slate, so. To us, this is the biggest game on our schedule just because number one, it's the next one. And number 2, it's district, and, now we're playing for district championship. We're playing for playoff seedings. So it's definitely a big game for us and we got to be ready to play.
Definitely. And so one win gets you in the playoffs, and then after that it's seeding and it's district championship, right? Correct. Nice. So what do you know about their offense, though?
I'll tell you what, they're pretty balanced. They do a little bit more under center than maybe what we've seen up to this point, other than Rockport, obviously. Some formation, there's some formations that we haven't seen a whole lot of that we've got to adjust to. And I think they've got, some good playmakers. They got a receiver and he's also a safety. He's also their punter. That's a good player. I think they've got 2 really good offensive tackles that move really well and they're physical. So, they do some things that can definitely pose a problem if you're not prepared for them. So, defensively, they show you some different looks. It kind of seems like depending on who they're playing, their game plan, kind of matches who they're playing. And so, they've shown some different things in the secondary. They've shown some even front, some odd front. And so we've got to be ready for both of those. But, they've got capable players. And like I said, they're going to be ready to play. And it's, that first district game is always the biggest one. So, we got to have a great week of practice and get ready to play our best game.
Definitely. And how are the kids, health-wise and attitude-wise, right now?
Attitude-wise, they're great. We've had a good week of practice, up to this point, and injury-wise, we've got some guys that are banged up, and like I said in previous shows, I think everybody at this point in the season is, nobody's completely healthy, and everybody's got to deal with, some next man up scenarios, but nothing major, and we got some guys that are going to have a chance to step up and play a little bit bigger roles, but I think we're in good shape.
Sounds good, Coach. Well, I look forward to talking next week, hopefully sitting at 1-0 in district.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Whether you're an athlete, coach, or just someone striving for more success in life, the Winner's Workshop is your secret weapon. Yes, this award-winning course has transformed thousands of lives, teaching the game-changing principles of sports psychology that Fortune 500 companies, coaches, and top performers all use to win. The Winner's Workshop, subtitled How Sports Psychology Can Make You a Champion, is now available on CoachTube for a fraction of the original $499 price. The Winner's Workshop will help you master focus, mindset, and breakthroughs to make you a champion. Click on the link in the show notes or head over to LoneStarGridiron.com and click on the ad today to unlock your full potential.